Friends or your husband or anyone else is getting results faster than you, it's likely your body type. Which body type are you? That's what we're talking about here this morning on the Morning Pause. Good morning. I am Tanya Gustafson, your board certified nutritionist, hormone coach, behavior specialist, helping women take back control of their health, hormones, weight, and roll back those menopause symptoms that the world's been telling you you have to live with and you don't. And body type has a huge role, plays a huge role here in our results and in our speed of getting those results. Okay, so let's go back. Let's take it back a few decades, all right? When we were in high school, everyone remembers that one or two maybe, we called her the skinny girl, right? You know, we're like, oh my gosh, she can just eat anything and she still wears a size 0 and okay, right? You can relate. Okay, that's an ectomorph type person, all right? A naturally thin, has trouble putting on weight. They never look like they have gained an ounce, doesn't matter what they eat. That's an ectomorph type person, okay? Now, each body, like I'm just going to say, there's an ectomorph, an endomorph, and a mesomorph. And every body type comes with its challenge, all right? So thanks for joining me here live, you guys. All right, so the ectomorph person is that skinny girl, right? And if you're thinking about, and I'm going to do an analogy here with bikes because it's going to give a really clear picture. So if you are an ectomorph, it's like riding a road bike, okay? It's nice and fast. It's streamlined. It's built for speed, right? So the endomorph is the other end of the spectrum. That person who would always say, oh my gosh, I just look at cake and I gain 10 pounds. All right. Anyone ever said that or heard someone say that? That's an endomorph person. They gain weight. It seems like they gain weight really easily. And then it's slow for them to lose weight. So that person would be like a beach cruiser bike, right? It's a comfortable ride. You're going to get where you're going, but it's going to take some time. There's no gears. It's not meant for speed at all, right? If you and the road bike person were having a race, you know who's going to win. Okay, same idea with your body. Now, right in the middle is the mesomorph person. So that person can gain or lose weight. They can kind of fluctuate. That's where most of the population lies, kind of somewhere in the middle, right? And that person would be like riding a mountain bike. Okay, so you've got your road bike built for speed, your mountain bike it has some gears, right? And you can shift down to get you uphill a little bit faster. The road bike's still going to beat you usually. And then there's the beach cruiser, no gears, big fat tires, slow going, comfortable ride. Okay. So if you can picture those, now you can kind of decide which bike am I riding? So think about that for a minute. Which bike are you riding? Because that might have turned on a little light bulb for you now as to where your results are. Now, each body type has its challenges. And I was just, I was on a call with a bunch of coaches last night, and you have to always continue to have goals to up-level your health and all the things. And one thing that we should check once in a while is our body fat percentage. Now, BMI is not very accurate, but your body fat percentage literally says what percent of you is fat, and then the balance would be muscle, right? So what would because we're either bone, muscle, or fat, right? So it's like what percentage of you is fat, and there's a healthy number, and you want to be within that range, right? And so that goes for coaches too, and we need to up level our game once in a while, right? And make sure that we're because sometimes you get into a lazy swing or whatever. Anyway, so we were on a coaching call. One of the coaches private messaged me after, and she has a very, she has a really good low body fat percentage, and she's a very slight person, and she was very hesitant about sharing her results because her clients might see them and then be discouraged. And I had to encourage her. So this is the ectomorph type person. And I had to remind her, even though she's a coach, I had to remind her that, you have that ectomorph body type. However, you've been taking care of your health for many decades. You've been very intentional about that. So this is why you have the results that you have. You are perfectly positioned to coach your clients in that. That's what they want. Think about this. Would you be more comfortable with someone who's not healthy and fit telling you how to get healthy and fit? I don't think so, right? But because she had been teased and bugged and, had shots taken at her through her whole life because of her size, because of her smallness, that triggered her. So sometimes we only think that those who are on the other end of the spectrum, those who have trouble gaining weight, can be triggered. So I just want you to think about that, because wherever you are with your bike, everybody has their own challenges. They're on that bike riding. Now, you can't change the bike, unfortunately. You're stuck with the bike you have. But you can do tune-ups. You can improve, right? Like you can always do some pump up the tires better. You can maybe get better tires. You could, grease the chain. You can do the maintenance, all the things, right? You can keep your bike in better condition than if you just let it sit outside in the weather and it rained and it got rusty. And then you try and ride it and it's really hard and it takes you even longer to get where you're going. So if you're a beach cruiser person, that's going to be very impactful. It's going to be more impactful than someone who is riding a mountain bike, which is going to be more impactful than someone who's riding the road bike. Okay, so if this is resonating with you, drop bike down below. If it's kind of like, oh, that's a really, okay, I never thought about it that way. Drop bike down below, because I want to see if this is tracking with you. So I just wanted to come in here and talk about the different body types today, because it's really important to know, to be able to identify what bike you are, like what body type you are. So what bike are you riding, right? So then you can have a realistic expectation of the length of time it's going to take to get some results, right? If you are, so say you're working in a group, maybe you go to a boot camp, or maybe you meet with some ladies and go to the gym, or maybe you just, do your own exercises at home, but you have an accountability partner and, you're both trying to eat healthy and all the things. And one of you is getting results faster than the other. So, if you're the one getting results faster than the other, please share this with your friend. Like seriously, we want her to be encouraged, right? Not be discouraged. And it's very easy to get discouraged by someone else's results that we're close to, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, we're both doing really well. We're both doing the same things. Why is it not working for me? Or the guilt because, oh my gosh, this is working so well for me and it's so slow for her or for them. Or it can work both ways. Trust me. I've seen it all. And whether you're getting great results or whether you're a little bit slow because you're riding a beach cruiser, everybody has those feelings of, what's going on? What's wrong? And there's nothing wrong. We're all different. We're all riding a different bike at a different speed. Even if you're riding the same bike, even if you have a group of mountain bikers together, right? You're not all going to be in the same speed in the same line for the whole race. It's not going to happen, right? Okay. So just put that in your back pocket, put that in your brain and put that in your back pocket. Keep it for later, because at some point this is going to come out and you're going to need this. You're going to need this little bit of encouragement. You're going to need to, or maybe you're going to need to share this with somebody who's a little bit discouraged, because we want everyone to understand that, we're all at that different pace, all at that different speed, and everybody's different body type has a different set point. So your set point is that place where your body feels comfortable at a certain weight, even if you're not comfortable at it, right? You're like, I still want to lose a little bit more weight, or I have a little bit more squishy around the middle. I need to, whatever it is that your goal is. But everybody's set point is different. So at some point, your body decided, okay, this is comfortable, or I'm just going to plant myself right here. You can get beyond that. You absolutely can. Okay. And so for my ladies, what we do is we dive back in. If we've plateaued or if we're just getting started, we dive into a Fit and 4 and we, get rid of some of the inflammatory things that we may be eating, so that we can get that process fired up again, so that you can click the speeds up on your bike, or you can pump the tires up on your beach cruiser, right? So that you can help to push yourself, get over that little hump and get going again. All right. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. So there are definitely things you can do. It's exactly what we coach in the Fit Menopause method. It's exactly what I have been living for the last 15 years. It took me 22 years in the industry to learn all this. They weren't telling me this, even though I was going to all of the workshops and everything. It was finally, at a workshop that Mark McDonald was speaking at that I finally learned that and have been living and coaching ever since, right? Because it just makes so much sense. It works with the way your body is designed to function, right? You're eating your proteins, fats, and carbs together in the right portions and the right frequencies, bringing down your inflammation, healing your gut. Food is your foundation. All of these things together allow your body, regardless of your body type, regardless of what beach cruiser, mountain bike, or road bike you're riding, and regardless of the time of life you're in, whether you're in perimenopause or menopause, this works. This approach works. Trust me. Been there in perimenopause, been there in menopause, already finished menopause, have the grandkids, been coaching women in this for years, and it's the only approach where you can get the results and keep them without the diets, without depriving yourself, and without just feeling like you're missing out always. Okay? Trust me. I'm not feeling like I'm missing out on anything. And I've just got some messages back from some clients yesterday. I always check in with them for a whole year, and on our, their 1 year anniversary, I reach out and I check in, and I got a great message back yesterday saying, oh my gosh, it's just, I love it. Because I always ask, what's the difference from last year to this year? And the comment that came back that just made my day said, the difference between last year and this year is that I have taken back control of my health, and I know that I have the tools that I need to stay on track and to keep the results that I got for the rest of my life. And I was just like, oh, that you just made my day. You just made me smile. Thank you so much. So that is what we do in the Fit Menopause Method. If you are struggling, if you are not even sure what type of bike you're riding, if you're just like, oh my gosh, I've been riding this bike in circles and I'm getting nowhere, Fit Menopause Method begins June 30th, right? The next session begins June 30th. So drop FIT down below. I'll send you the information so you can register, save your seat. You do not want to miss this. Share this out with your friends, because trust me, you need to do this for yourself. It's time, and you are worth it. It's time you got on the right bike at the right pace and got to the destination, and to get the results that you need and to be able to keep them. No diets, no deprivation, just food freedom. All right. Thanks for joining me here on the Morning Pause every morning, because when you win the morning, you win the day. All right. See you again tomorrow.